In this video, we're going to learn about collections in Lightroom. Your image files, those raw files, they're stored in folders on your external drive or on your local drive. And if we look over here, we can see this is where my images are stored that we see here in the grid view. They're stored in this folder named for P3 Assignment 1. But I can decide to create a collection of some images. Now, I think of collections almost like clubs. And you can be a member of multiple clubs. The same person can be a member of multiple clubs. The same club can have maybe members in it from different homerooms, if I extend that metaphor into a high school class idea. Your images reside in folders, but they can be part of different collections. So we're going to talk about how to create a collection and how to manage that collection, how we can add more pictures to that collection, take pictures out of that collection. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one image that I think should be in that collection to start with, and I'll go up here to this image number 2. And when I have an image selected, I'm going to go to the Library menu in Lightroom and choose the very first option, which is New Collection. And this allows me to give this collection a name. Now all of my images here are of the College of DuPage campus. I'm going to name this collection COD Campus. And you'll notice that it has an option right here to include the selected photos. So any picture that I already have selected will automatically go into this collection. When I do this, I'm going to hit Create. And immediately we see in this area on the left-hand panel near the bottom, you see Collections, and a new collection has been created that says COD Campus, and it only has one image, and that's this image that we see. Keep in mind that because I added this image into this collection, that image has not changed its location. It's still located in my Assignment 1 folder, but it's now considered a part of this kind of meta grouping, this collection over here. If I go back to my folder, that image is still there. What if I want to add more pictures from this folder into that collection? Well, I'm going to come down here and grab this image. This is another image that I've flagged, and I can click and drag that picture over to the collection, and you'll see a little green plus show up saying that I can add it, and I can let it go, and now that collection has 2 pictures, as you see here. Okay, so I can keep doing this one by one, but it takes a little bit of time. And drag that one over and put that one in, and then drag the next one, drag the next one. It might take a while to add all your pictures. So here's a few ways that you can add them more quickly. If I have a few pictures in a row, I'm going to click this first picture, I'm going to shift click this last picture that I want, and if I drag any one of these, I can drag from here, I could drag from here. If I drag any one of these, you'll see that I now have a little stack of pictures that's going to go in. So I added 3 pictures all at once. That speeds things up a little bit. In addition to shift clicking, you could command click if you are a Mac user, or control click, and that will add additional images that you want to put in. And so now I'm dragging a whole stack. And it says, do you sure you want to move those? I hit cancels. I think I dragged it to the wrong thing. So I drag it over here, put it on that campus collection. So that's another way that you can move things and select multiple images at the same time. Now I happen to have flagged 10 images in this collection, or 10 images in this folder. If I go down to my filters area and I turn my filters to flagged, I'm now filtering for just the flagged files. And if I now select all of them, which I'm going to do with Command A on Mac or Control A on Windows, I can now drag this whole group. You can see I get a bigger stack there, and now this folder has 11 images. It has the 10 flagged ones plus this extra one that I had added in. So that's another way that you can add images really quickly. Filter for the group that you want to put in, if it's flagged, if it's star rated, whatever it might be, and then drag the whole group in there. Now what happens if you get an image in the collection you decide you don't want it in? That's really simple. I've got this one image in here, number 10. It's not a flagged file. I didn't mean to add this one. All I have to do is hit the delete key while I have that selected, and poof, it disappears from the collection. Don't worry, you still have that picture. That picture is still located in the folder from which it came. Here it is. But it's no longer part of the collection. It's no longer part of the club. You booted it out of the club. Now, once we have a collection, you can sort these images any number of ways like you normally do in Library, but you can also now drag them into whatever custom sequence that you want them to be in. So for instance, maybe I want to drag this picture to be number 2. If I simply drag it, click and drag, and hold it over the dividing line between two pictures, I can put it in that spot. Let's say I want to take this one and drag it between number 5 and 6. And I let it go. You can see there's like a black line that forms there. Here I'll do one more. Between 7 and 8, you see a black line forms that says that's where the image is going to go, between those two. And as soon as I let it go, it now goes between what was previously image 7 and 8, now is 7 and 9. My new image became image 8. So this is a really great way that you can use to sequence pictures, to think about maybe a body of work that you're creating and the sequence that you want them to be viewed in. You can also, within a collection, decide that you want to add keywords. I might go to keywording here. I notice that these already have all the keywords of campus, college, DuPage, exterior, but if I want to add any additional keywords for specific images, I can do that. Like if I go to this image, maybe I want to add lawn. Okay, and if I go to the next image, you know, I don't know, bush, leaves, shallow depth of field. So I can add keywords to individual images as well. That might be really helpful if you create a smart collection later, and I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video.